Hey there, guys. Sean here from WinBeta, and welcome to episode 22 of the WinBeta podcast for the week of July 3rd, 2015. With me is co-host Zach Bowden.
Hello.
Say hi, Zach. Hey there. And this week we'll be talking about all sorts of stories. There were 3 builds this week. The only substantial, I'll go with substantial changes were in the first one, but we'll talk about all 3. Why not? We got tablet mode, great video from Zach on tablet mode in Windows 10. Millions of people have reserved Windows 10. There's 5 million insiders, testing out Windows 10. So we got lots of Windows 10 related stuff. Then we're going to jump on over to some not so great news. There might be some layoffs on the way. There might be some more layoffs on the way. Not good for them. Hopefully, whenever that does happen, they can move on to bigger and better things. We also have a couple things to talk about. A little bit about an editorial we did this week on Windows Phone, if it could be the ThinkPad of mobile. Also, the poll results from this week's poll are there. And then we do a little bit of a Minecraft update. I'm not much of a Minecrafter. Zach, are you a Minecrafter?
I've had a go at it, but I'm not really dedicated Minecrafter.
Okay. People are really into that. Like, there's a Minecon coming up. And so that's actually in London.
We should have gone to Minecon, not because of Minecraft, but because apparently there will be HoloLens there.
Oh. When is it? Have we already missed it?
Yeah, we tickets probably would have been sold out months ago.
I can't just go as press. They don't just let us in because we're awesome. I'll write about it. I'll write whatever you want.
We probably could if we.
I'll write whatever you want. Just let me in. Anyway, so yeah, we got lots of news this week. Mostly good stuff. Fun. 3 builds this week, Zach. What's up with that? The slow ring, fast ring, ludicrous ring.
You know what? This
Fast Furious 7.
Hilarious. Do you remember last week on the podcast where I complained about the builds being entirely slow and how I thought if this was the norm now, we would get maybe one more build before RTM. Well, Gabe turned around and surprised everybody this week by releasing three whole new builds. Build 10,158, build 10,159 the day after, and then we had a day of no builds, and then the day after that we had 10,162. Now, build 10,168 wasn't really that special. From 10,130 it was. It included a number of different things, but very similar to 10,154. Build 10,159 that was released the day after included a brand new lock screen with the hero wallpaper behind it and an improved user interface, which many people appear to like. So well done Microsoft for that. And then 10,162 was just improvements upon the operating system, so nothing really new there. At this point we have sort of the percentage in which features are being added has sort of stalled now, because we're at a part now of development in which they are stabilizing and are aiming to reach an RTM build within the next couple of weeks, maybe sooner. It's an exciting time for the Windows 10 development cycle. We're towards the end of it now, which is always a good thing.
Yeah. Well, we literally we were talking about how they were going to slow down. Right. With the features, it was going to be more we literally got to a point where there was a build with 0 new features. In the post, he was just like, there's 300 bug fixes. That's the thing.
Exactly.
We're just like, oh, okay. And then, that's great. You did that video this week, and it looks so smooth. And it's just like, bam, I think it's great. Really a lot of hope for it.
It makes my job difficult, though, because everybody goes, 10,162 came out. I was like, where's the video? There's no point. There's nothing in it. What's the point?
What was the second video you did on? Because you did the first one had actual changes, right?
That
10,158.
Yeah, but I technically shouldn't have done that video either. Really, the only reason I did it was because it was an official release. But that video is pretty much a mirror of the 54 video I did a couple of days beforehand. So, but I got in trouble for that. So I was like, people noticed. I was like, this video's the same as your last video. What are you doing? So I was like, well,
did you just dub over? You just refilmed it and were like, 58. Yeah, 58.
I could have done that and would have got away with it, but no, I'm a legitimate guy. I did it,
I suppose. But then there was one no fix, which is great. At this point, if they were like, hold on, we still haven't decided what color things are going to be, you'd be like, you should probably figure that out.
Yeah,
you should probably get that sorted.
The builds that came out this week, many people unfortunately had issues upgrading to them with Windows Update, because I think they're testing a new distribution method or whatever. But apparently for lots of people, it was fixed with the 6.2 release. But for the first two builds, people had issues. I've had issues with all of them, including 6.2. So I've had to download ISOs made by other people and upgrade manually or clean the install, and it's just been a pain. So hopefully that's fixed quite soon, because RTM's around the corner, guys. Come on, Gabe. What are you doing?
Now, how do they decide what goes to ISO and what doesn't? Because I know 1,000 or 10,162. Have they already, or they soon are releasing the ISO for it?
They've already released it.
Yeah. So what makes them choose to do that, but not a previous build? Because then you have to have someone make it for you.
Yeah, usually they just wait until it reaches slow ring, because with the fast ring, the builds that get pushed out are usually quite, buggy. I say usually, they've hardly been buggy. Some of them have been quite buggy, but yeah, they're quite buggy, so they don't want to... The idea of the slow ring is for it to be like a stable ring, I guess. So if a build isn't stable, it won't reach the slow ring. If a build
it's more like testing, instead of working out bugs, it's like, what bugs did we miss when everyone was looking for them?
Yeah, and then if a build does reach the slow ring, that's when they deem it as an acceptable build to release as an ISO for clean install, so people can jump on. With 6.2, which was released yesterday or late last night, it hasn't gone to slow ring yet. But I think the reason they pushed it out already is because 10,030 was the build that didn't work on the Surface 3 and a bunch of other devices. So, and 62 is a good build anyway. So it's just a matter of time before it reaches the slow ring. So yeah.
I think it's great. I mean, really, because we were a little nervous about Windows 10 being released to the public, and then we got these 3 builds in a week. I almost wonder, do you think they knew that people were kind of nervous, and they were like, fine, 3 in a week, and the last 2 will look really stable. And you're like, oh, I guess we're fine.
Yeah. No, it's a nice surprise. I mean, many have said that they can consider these as like release candidate builds. They're very stable. RTM stability, etc., etc. It's just a matter of time now before they compile it. I know there's still a number of bugs that they've got to fix, and many people have been complaining about white title bars. That's a big thing on Twitter, which doesn't look like is going to change now. So white title bars may be here to stay. I mean, there's still there's still time to fix it, Microsoft, but Gabe and a bunch of other Microsoft employees have tweeted about the feature as if it's supposed to be like that. I mean, people thought it was a bug at first, but no, it's there.
Now, can you change it? Like, personally, the base set is white, but can you alter it?
You can with like a sort of hack, I guess, but you can't like from the UI. So your average consumer can't.
Not just like setting, click, change it.
Yeah, no, not yet. Hopefully, maybe they might be working on it, but as of right now, in the latest official build, you can't do it.
The thing I like about Windows 10, they use the term as a service, which I think is a very poor word choice. Just because I think it's confusing, even though it might be accurate, is they can continually update it so easily. So they're going to get out the RTM, they're going to get this build, it's going to go to the public, and in August, people are going to be like, we don't like white title bars, and they'll be like, okay. And then you'll get one of those, restart, and have an update. Now, I don't know if they will do that, but my point is they can quite easily.
They can, but here's the thing. They know people don't like the white title bars already, because they tried it with Windows 8. Before Windows 8 released, they announced that this is what they were doing with the desktop UI, and they had white frames, and outrage was hit. Nobody liked the white title bars, and we hadn't even had a build to try it with. So before RTM was released, they changed it.
Yeah,
so when RTM
hopefully
came out,
they'll do that again.
But this time, I mean, this has been a thing for weeks now, and they still haven't done anything about it. So I don't think they will. Not yet. People are annoyed at the File Explorer not getting updated and stuff. Well,
didn't we talk about that before? Yeah. That's actually going to take quite a bit of work, so they might do it later.
Yeah, I mean, if they are going to do it, they'll do it in an update. That won't be ready, unless they've been working on it in secret. And
there's got to be something for Redstone, Zach.
Yeah, there has to be something.
They can't just do everything now. What would we cover on our website? We do like one 30-minute video on transitioning from Windows 7 and Windows 8 to Windows 10, and then we just wouldn't get any more traffic.
Yeah, that's it. I'd move over to 95 Mac and cover Mac stuff.
Is that what we do now? As soon as you quit here, you go to there. It happened before. Could happen again.
Oh, we just relaunched Mac Beta.
Anyway, enough of that. Let me see here. So your videos, Zach, they are now at a higher frame rate than Arkham Knight for the PC.
Ooh. Yes, they are now at 60 frames per second.
And you did a great video this week on tablet mode, which I could swoon over for a while. If anyone hasn't seen it, go ahead. Great features and stuff. But kind of just take a few minutes now. What favorite features on tablet mode? Because in your video, you talk about some people not happy. And I left convinced that they shouldn't be unhappy, that this is a good thing. They have a very good layout. I showed my girlfriend. She's a big fan. She's more of like a casual user, just an end user perspective. A back button, wonderful. Those types of things, just really good layout. What are some of your favorite features in tablet mode now?
I like the task view, I guess, when you swipe it from the left so you can switch between apps. It's like, in the video, I explained the Windows 8.1 method. You have to keep swiping, or you just swipe in and out and then tap it. With Windows 10, you just one swipe, tap the app, and then you're there. So it's a lot quicker. I mean, a number of things are a lot quicker. The taskbar is there by default, but I like how Microsoft has given you the option to hide it if you really don't want it there. That's a good thing. Another good thing is turning the taskbar into an actual app switcher in tablet mode as well, because by default it's like a navigation bar, but if you turn on show app icons, it actually shows what apps are open as well, so you can just easily switch between them. A very productive tablet operating system, I'd call it, and good for consumers as well. I mean, if you really want to, you can. If you hide the taskbar and open up an old Windows 8.1 app, it looks like Windows 8.1. There's no differences really. Sure, the charms bar is gone, but you can get that access just by swiping down a little bit and getting the I didn't talk about this in the video, but you can swipe down and the title bar comes up. You can tap on the hamburger menu and stuff. So, and that gives you access to your charms and whatnot. So all the functionality is still there. It's just different. And with Windows 10, the charms functionality is supposed to go away anyway. Like I was asked, where do app settings go? For new apps, they would be built into the actual app itself, so it'd be like in a menu or something. But with existing Windows 8.1 apps, you just swipe down from the title bar, hit the hamburger menu, and you get access to it there. So it's all still there.
Now, what about some of the other features that are on Windows 8.1, like devices?
That is devices being like connecting to like Wi-Fi screens and stuff, right?
Yeah. Is that that's in the lower right-hand corner?
Yeah, that's in the action center. So that's still technically on the right swipe. You just open the action center, go down to all the buttons, and just press connect and whatnot, and it does. And
you get a notification center.
Yes, and there's a notification. That wasn't a thing. I mean, you use your Surface 2 as a tablet all the time, I imagine, right?
Oh yeah. No, I love it.
But there's no notification center. Doesn't that get on your nerves?
Well, yeah, especially when you used to it on the phone. Like, they're just different. It's just part of the UI. You say, why isn't this here? You get like a notification. It's like, you have an email. And I'm like, then it's gone. And you're like, oh, bye-bye.
Well, I missed it, damn it. But yeah,
exactly. I didn't get the
with Windows
preview.
10, the experiences between phone and tablet are similar, and they're supposed to be similar. The taskbar acts as a navigation and a system tray. On the phone, you have a navigation bit and a system tray. It works like the same. The task switches looks the same. The notification center looks, similar right now. Hopefully they'll look a bit more, the same soon. But yeah, it's just the same. The continuity over both platforms is getting closer. And hopefully one day we will have a desktop app which can text via your phone, which would be nice.
Hopefully.
Which would be nice.
Yeah, it's fairly nice or regular nice?
But fairly nice.
Yeah. Well, good, jolly good. No. Also, the vertical scrolling is great. I love on your tablet, I'm going to do this when I get it, where you have like the separate boxes.
Oh, yeah.
So you have like news here, and like office over there, or like your office down here. But you know what I mean?
It's weird. Some people don't like that, though. Some people prefer it going across, which is what I talk about saying. If you hold a tablet with two hands, swiping up and down is easier than left and right.
I think that's a preference thing. I meant not just left, right versus up, down. Like, not just that, but how you actually had... Because on this, you can have groups where you can have, like, your everyday group, and, like, your news group, and, like, social media, and that's great, and they're separated. But you're scrolling between them. And as far as I know, you can't put, like, a horizontal line in the middle. You can't have, like, one here, and then swipe this way. But on your tablet, you can have a group here, a break, and then a group here.
Yes.
And then scroll them next to each other, which it's almost like two phones next to each other.
Yeah, that's it. Because I mean,
it looks great.
You get three icons, like three, one by one. I think what is it? Two by two? I don't know what they are, but the three medium-sized icons across the top on the phone, and it's the same for the tablet. You get three. So technically, you can have your start screen in one area. That's on your phone. I mean, eventually, when all the apps are ported to the desktop, you can have that. So you can have your messaging app and your messaging app in the same place on both devices, which would be pretty good as well, I think. So that'd be nice.
I think it's great. This is such a polished looking tablet OS. Like another thing, just little stuff like Snap Assist. When you swipe from the top and move to like the left or the right, the other half auto fills with your task viewer. That's so nice because now if I'm in Slingbox, watching cable TV or whatever, and then I make it half screen and want to bring in Twitter, I have to you have to kind of
start screen.
Yeah, kind of deal with it a little bit. And then if it's a desktop, which now those run as Win32 apps when you're in tablet mode run like the regular Windows Store apps.
Yep.
If I have Slingbox, sometimes I'll bring that to the left and then try to bring in the desktop, and then the whole desktop's the full screen. You're like, no, I want this over there and this over there. This is like task view over there on the other side. It looks so great. Like it's so polished, it's so trim. For me, I like Windows 8.1 okay, but some people thought, and I can see why, it was kind of halfway tablet, halfway desktop, not really all of either. That's kind of like what they'd say. And I can see where that comes from because you had to jump back and forth. Well, now, with Windows 10, you have desktop mode, which you can stay in desktop. Start menu, all that stuff, File Explorer opens, you can do your jump, whatever. Actually, you can do jump list in tablet mode now too, but whatever. Desktop over there. And then tablet mode over here. Same operating system, same device, but there's no jumping back and forth.
Exactly. You're secluded in either environment and you're not mixed between the two. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good thing.
And that's when you look at something like, realistically, with Windows 10, you're looking at a device that can be like an iPad replacement and your laptop in one completely separate from each other. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's something. I mean, when you do, it gets old quite quickly. But there's something magical when you take a 2-in-1 at first, and then you have it in desktop mode, and then you just take the keyboard off, and then it just switches to tablet mode straight away. It's like, oh, that's pretty good. I like that. And then you play with it for a little bit because you just want to see the performance and how quick it switches. It switches quite quickly. I won't lie, it's quite a quick switch.
Well, and this is what the vision of unified Windows 10 2-in-1. All of this is supposed to look like what Windows 10 is going to look like.
Yes.
And it's wonderful. I think it's just great.
So hang on, let's switch over.
Go ahead.
I'll show you. So we're in tablet mode here, so full screen everything. Looking at full screen, let's open up.
Oh, looks so nice.
And then if I put the keyboard on, it should... No, it didn't do it. God damn it. Oh, it did do it. There you go. So now I've got the title bar at the top. And if I can minimize, there's the desktop, and my start menu is now a menu.
And then if you rip that keyboard off...
Disconnect. Goes back into tablet.
Bam, now it's tablet. That's so great.
Yep. It's great. I think it's amazing.
And that's what I mean. This is what Windows is supposed to be, where you have this unified experience from one to the other. Your phone looks like your start screen or start menu on your start screen and the start menu, to be honest, on that, and then bam, continue. It just works. It's finally clicked or unclicked depending on which direction you're going. Yeah. I think it looks great. I'm so excited for devices like the Surface line with this sort of thing.
My camera LED's on because my cameras are still broken.
But it's not actually recording.
No,
it's just on.
It's just on. It's funny because the system doesn't even see the cameras. It's just you don't have a camera connected, but apparently...
It's built in! No, we don't see it.
Yeah, just don't know what happened. I'm going to have to get it fixed soon. But I'm waiting for Windows 10 to RTM, and then I'll send it away.
Yeah. I think it's great. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Yeah.
So someone says in the comments that it doesn't actually work with their 2-in-1. Yeah, a number of devices will rely on OEMs to update their drivers for it to work, but for the Surface and stuff, it works fine right now. I guess you have to wait for OEMs.
Right. Yeah, I think it's great. Yeah, I'm really excited. Let's see. It's about it for tablet mode, I guess. There's a lot of people excited about Windows 10, as evidenced by the fact that millions of people have reserved it. Now, it'd be a really interesting stat. how many of those reservations were made by people jumping on other people's computers when they weren't looking? Because based on our comment section and our own personal lives, that is quite common.
Yes. 75%.
Yeah, it's probably, I guess it's, well, like we've talked about this before. Usually there's a tech person in the family and you just update all the computers. But with this, you're like a ninja cat on a unicorn, breathing fire, come in, Windows 10. We don't have an exact number.
Yeah, they were very vague and they were very briefly announced.
At least 2, because it has an S at the end. But millions of people have reserved it. I guess we should probably talk about the rollout, because they're reserving it. You want to talk about how that rollout works as well?
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah. So let me get this. First, it's just millions of people have reserved copies of Windows 10. We asked people how, if they'd reserved that sort of thing. It's released to the public on July 29th, but it's going to be rolled out in phases, right? I'm not an expert on this. Do you know a little bit more?
They announced originally that it would be out on the 29th for everybody, but then they haven't backtracked, but they've clarified what they meant, saying that it will start on the 29th. So Windows Insiders will get it first on the 29th, and then people's consumer systems will check Windows 10 compatibility and do a bunch of different background checks to make sure you're ready to go. And if you are ready to go over the few days after the 29th, maybe on the 29th as well, depending on how amazing your system is, but it's over the few days and weeks after the 29th, Windows 10 will start appearing and ready to install for a number of people. So I don't think this is a big deal for the majority of consumers, because the majority of people that I know didn't even reserve their upgrade until I told them about it. So and as well, if the operating system is doing background checks to make sure the upgrade goes smoothly for you, I think that's a good thing, because I don't want to be held responsible for someone's computer breaking because I reserved the upgrade for them without them knowing, and then the upgrade goes wrong, and I'm like, oh dear, oops. I had trust in you, Microsoft. So I would prefer them to wait a few days for normal people.
Do you think the rollout's going to go well?
I hope so.
It's all about first impression, because if there's a snafu with the rollout on Microsoft's end, or there's some bug they never caught, or there's a day one update, between RTM.
Well, they will be day one updates.
But like a substantial, I don't know, it's the media. I actually think that's why the 3 builds in a week with the couple that didn't have any actual changes except for fixes is a good thing. Yeah. Because now the media are like, hey, look at this. It's looking good and it's stable. And then if it rolls out and it continues, media say good things, people use it.
Yes.
If there's a big issue, and I've done this before, and it's not a great thing to do as a writer. So if any of our listeners want to be journalists, I would caution you to be careful on this one. Don't take other people's opinion in an article and then write your article based strictly on that opinion. I've done that before, and it came back to bite me. Look at the facts and judge for yourself. Is this worth being upset about? Is this worth saying all these negative things?
You see, the Windows 10, the upgrade path between 7 and 8.1 to 10 is like the first and major hurdle which Microsoft needs to pass. Yeah. If they pass that with flying colours for consumers, then consumers aren't really going to care. This is, I guess the upgrade is the most dangerous part for Microsoft, because once they get to once the upgrade is done and it's working, if a program's it isn't compatible, Microsoft has said that they will tell you beforehand. But if that bypasses them and one app you find it doesn't work, that's more reliant on the developer, right. which isn't a good thing, I understand, but Microsoft can't cater for every program in the universe.
Right.
If 99.5% of programs work and there's a 0.5% which don't work, I consider that a success.
My question, what if the 0.5% that doesn't work is XSplit?
I'm staying on 8.1, aren't I? Until
for those that we use XSplit to broadcast. What was it? Was it to record and broadcast the podcast?
I'm using XSplit to broadcast right now.
Yeah. So if that's the 0.5%,
is sponsored by.
That's.
No.
I wish they paid us. Go call
it just doesn't work. Fix your program, XSplit. Go
on. Right. In any event, so millions of people have reserved it. And then in addition, and it's a bit odd to me that these numbers aren't the same, millions of people have reserved Windows 10, but they have 5 million insiders. You would think those would be the same number. But I guess the Windows Insider number includes mobile and desktop.
Okay, just anybody.
So that's probably where some of that. It's probably the same people twice.
You know the millions of people who have reserved Windows 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's just 5 million people because insiders get Windows 10 reserved automatically.
So yeah, they had a big milestone. Let me pull up the exact numbers here while I'm talking. But yeah, they had a pretty big milestone on. Oh, this is yours, isn't it? Ha! I'm stepping all over your toes, Zach.
Is it mine? Oh my goodness me! I didn't even.
I'll get the numbers up, and you can talk about it.
Yes, so 5 million Windows insiders, 5 million people testing.
That's a lot.
Windows 10. So this is one of the things Microsoft will promote to consumers. They will say, Windows 10's available. Don't worry, it's already in use by 5 million people, and it has been for the last certain amount of months. Okay. It's going to be one. I mean, if you told somebody who was afraid of updating that, oh, don't worry, 5 million people have been testing it for already. They're going to be more comfortable, I guess, with updating because 5 million people is a large number of people which are testing an operating system. I believe on the Windows 10 website. The official website, they actually say this and say, oh, Windows 10 is already in use by millions of people testing and making Windows 10 better for everybody. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's like a good advertising thing.
I think so.
And they're just boasting about the number, but the number doesn't really mean much now because we're so close to the end of the... I
would say the number trend matters. Let's see here. In January, it jumped from 1.7 to 2.2 million just in January. And that was mostly, I think, because the Build conference was in January. No. They had a Windows 10 event in January. That's right, sorry. And then on May 1st, 3.7 million. And then now it's over 5, and that was at the beginning of July. So you're looking at, quite a bit of growth just since January 1st, which is a good thing. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, people are interested. Which is the biggest point there. People are interested in Windows 10. 5 million people were interested in Windows 10 even before it was ready. Mm-hmm. But that's a good thing.
I'm trying to look at this official Windows 10 website. I don't see anything that says, oh, we got 5 million. Of course, I'm here in 3 seconds, so it could be something else. But they do have some of the things that we've still talked about, though. So, yeah, I think they should use it as an ad point. Is this normal? I've heard that Windows 8 had a few more in terms of millions, had 7 or 8 million. Do you know if that's true? Is that true? Do you know?
The testers, I don't know. Did they? I don't remember if they announced.
That's why I'm asking. I wasn't a Windows Insider before.
Well, no, the Windows Insider program was just a thing for Windows 10. It didn't exist before Windows 10.
Then that commenter's a liar, or at least had their facts wrong.
I mean, there were previews of Windows 8, so sure, a number of people got. But it's different though because the previews then were they were designed to be previews, whereas with this time they've just released builds that might be buggy, etc., etc. But the official previews for Windows 8 were kind of stable. And they were there for a specific reason. The developer preview was stable for developers. The consumer preview was stable for consumers. The release preview was stable for, obviously, it was echoing that of an RTM product, even though it changed dramatically between release and RTM. But yeah.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. A preview program is supposed to be, hey, this might not work. Tell us what's broken. We'll go fix it tomorrow. Or obviously over the next months, depending on the problem. It's great. I love it. There's good news. I think it's made a much better product. I think the user interface changes that have come from the Insiders program, just everything. They haven't listened to everything because we still have that title bar thing people don't like. But I think it's great. I mean, Windows Insider, that's one of the best ideas that they did for Windows 10 was, we know you didn't like Windows 8. We know we kind of ignored what some of you wanted. Gonna fix it now.
Yeah, that's great. That's good as well.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, there you go. We got a little bit of bad news, possibly.
Oh dear, bad news time.
Not for me, but for people who know a lot about technology. I get paid to talk about them because I'm not as smart as these folks. So there might be some more layoffs on the way. Initially, obviously this is rumor, so it's speculation. Fortune.com says that there could be up to 1,300 position cuts. And that's in large part because... No, we've already seen 1,300. I'm sorry. I should know this. I wrote this. There might be more just because, they've consolidated the groups like that. Now Terry Myerson runs the Windows and device unit. And so there might be some people that are team. The term that they use in the UK is redundant. I mean, it sounds a bit harsh, but if you have two people doing the same thing, one for Windows Phone and one for Windows tablets, and those are now unified, I could understand why that person is gonna, have to look for other work. So, I guess from like a work perspective, I feel bad, but from a Microsoft perspective, what do you think of this? Do you think it's a good idea to kind of consolidate and trim down?
I mean, it's never good news when a company does layoffs, but Satya Nadella definitely has a vision, and it's different from what Steve Ballmer had. Mm-hmm. And to achieve his vision, he is obviously dramatic changes to the organization of Microsoft is needed. He's like recently he got rid of a number of high top level executives such as Stephen Elop, and merged the devices and Windows Group together, which was it's a big thing. For Terry Myerson is now in charge of all of that. So it's not really surprising that these layoffs are coming. But it's sad news. It's never a good time when someone's losing their job.
Yeah, that's why I said from a people perspective, I hope that I'm sure they're highly qualified. I hope they find new work. This is the tough decision. It's maybe not the only tough decision, but when Satya Nadella says tough decisions and you have to lay people off, you have to, tell people they got to go find new work. That's their livelihood. That's a tough decision. I've never had to do that. I've never been a boss, that has higher firepower. I'm sure it's really hard to tell someone that, especially when it's one-to-one. Maybe you can be there, hug them. When it's 2,000 people, you just got to send an email.
It's an email.
Yeah, and I'm sure that weighs hard because you're sitting there with one click of a button. You're telling 2,000 or 1,000 or maybe just a few hundred that they have to find a new job. So from that perspective, I feel bad. From a Microsoft perspective, I can see why they're doing it. I hope they all get success in their lives and that Microsoft is better off as well. Hardware is combined now, though. So I can see that could be a very prime candidate for doing that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. Let me see here. Unlike WinBeta, we're growing like wildfire. We got a lot of writers now. So we had a poll this week. Let me get the official results, the most recent ones.
Drum roll, please. What was the question?
The question is, who do you think Lumia's appeal to? This is inspired by Sean Cameron's article on do you think Windows Phone is the ThinkPad of mobile, or could be. Good editorial. We're not going to talk about all of it here. We're going to talk more about the poll that came from it. But it is a good article. It stems, or has the premise of who do they appeal to? Who Android appeals to user X, iOS appeals to user Y. Where does Lumia fit in? Which is, bam, where the poll comes from. So we had 419 votes. Thank you, voters. Who do you think Lumia's appeal to most? 56% said both, casual and business users. 21% said casual users. 17% said business users. And 5%, this little yellow thing, said no one. Said Lumia's appeal to no one. Which I almost put in there as a joke. But, that's an option. You got one, the other, both, or neither. Do you agree with that? I mean, most of them said both. Do you think that's true?
Yeah.
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 It's hard to cut a niche out in technology, man.
It is.
There's a million people trying to do the same exact thing. And then operating system, there's multiple trying to do the same thing.
Got iPhone, Android, Windows Phone.
Well, they even have things like BlackBerry. I don't know. I've never used one.
Ubuntu OS.
I'm not saying... Yeah, those could be great. But, man, they're already there. Do you remember, back in, early 2010s, maybe before that even, late 2000s, it was iOS. It was probably some version of Windows Phone that existed. I guess Windows 6.5 had good market share. But they didn't have Android really yet. So when Android came on, everyone was like, oh, I have an Android phone. It is different than you sheeple and your Apples. But now, more people use Android. And then the rest are using iPhone. and Windows is like, we got cool stuff, and it's like people are already using something else. So it's really hard to sit there and say, oh, we're really good at X or we're really good at Y, you should check us out. I think it's really hard to dig into there. Where do you think Microsoft should add? Where do they put the emphasis on advertising? Because they've had good ads, they've had really bad ads. Clicking with the Surface. But for Lumia, what direction do you think they should advertise with?
I'm not sure.
In comments, let us know in the live stream, and
I'm not sure how they should advertise. Maybe they should hire Sean and hire The Rock Johnson as the star of the advert. No, I would hate to be in the market as shoes when it comes to Lumia, because you got to do something different. But there's not a lot of things to do different these days.
No, I like the layout, but is that going to make people switch? That's the question.
They tried that. There was a whole advertising campaign for the tiles, and it didn't work. Obviously, because we'd be a high percentage if it did. And maybe with Windows 10 they can do the Continuum and how it's the same.
How about this one? Windows 10, someone's holding a Surface, like a camera's on the Surface, and it's like desktop mode, start menu, and then it goes like flips, and it takes the same start menu that was in these, like the click and it pops up start menu. That's in tablet mode.
Yeah.
And then it's like the same exact tiles in the same exact order. And then it's like tablet mode, and they can have their clicking. They like their clicks.
Yeah.
And then it goes like flip, and it's the same exact tiles on a Windows phone. And it's your device everywhere you go.
And then what they could do is that they could show it the whole Continuum thing for phones. And then it takes it back to the desktop.
Oh, see, Microsoft. Microsoft. We just wrote it. What did you? Desktop, tablet, phone, desktop. Bam! It's written.
You could call it the circle. Windows. Oh, damn it. Windows 1.
Windows 1. Oh, they already have this. Someone asked us a few times what do you want it to be.
Microsoft, you are missing out on our geniusness. Come on.
We are pretty smart.
Yeah.
There's actually have you heard of this show on Netflix called Sense8?
No.
If any of the commenters have, let us know, live stream or otherwise. My girlfriend loves this show, and it's there's people, there's obviously 8 in one group, but there's other groups and blah blah blah. They can, like, how do I say this without just saying Sense8 is about 8 people that sense each other. You can fill in each other's shoes. So like if you're a computer hacker or you can drive a manual transmission, one of these other people, if they're in a situation where they're like, oh, now I can't drive, and the guys are like, I can, and he can like fill in for them. So they have like this connection. But they got like people there's one in like India, there's one in like Africa, there's like different cities in America. They should have them do a Microsoft advertising like OneDrive.
Yeah.
Because then you'd be like, I'm in South Africa, and it's like, but I need these files, and it's like, no, it's okay.
OneDrive.
It's right there. They need these famous, because I say this somewhat truthfully. Like, obviously, I think these are good ideas. That's why I say them. Microsoft's got to do something, though. They got to do something that people notice, whether it's product placement or creative ads or something that makes people go, oh, I didn't know it could do that. Because right now, just saying it exists isn't enough. You got to show people it does something else.
Right, yeah.
I think once you use it, it's fine for almost everyone. Like Windows Phone as an OS is great, but it's the advertise. How do you do that?
I mean, my girlfriend, up until recently, had an iPhone until she smashed it, as you can see here.
Right. But
then I gave her one of the Lumias I have, and she loves it. And now I've turned someone else into a Windows Phone user. And once you try it, you generally, once you get over the app issue, because yes, we have to admit there is an app issue currently with Windows Phone. But once you get over that, the operating system is perfect. The hardware is lovely. I've not really seen a hardware line that feels as premium as the Lumia does, even though most of the devices are cheap, low-end devices. Like the 535, although a plastic phone, is very well built.
Yeah, 640, I felt the same way.
640 is a good phone. I mean, the 735, that's a gorgeous phone to hold, and it's
pretty cheap.
Very less than £200 here in the UK. So
yeah,
I guess also less than $200 in the US as well. So.
I'd imagine, yeah. You can get, I think the Lumia 640 XL is on sale for $199 in the US.
Exactly. So, I mean, the 640 is cheaper here than the 535, which is or at one point, I think it's changed now, but I remember seeing it on the store, and it was the 535 was more expensive, which is silly, but yeah.
I think it's a bit fragmented. They got too many low-end phones, and they come out at such different times. I think they might need to trim the fat. I think they should probably have like a low, mid, high, and then large and small versions of each. What do you think of that? I don't know. I would do that. I mean, like a somewhere between the 435 and the 535 for the 540, then like the 700 range, then the 900 range, and then just have tiny and big.
They are trying to fix the I don't know, the branding issue they have with Lumia, because Nokia created a mess with their whole numbering system. But with Windows, they are trying. So with the 640 and the 640 XL,
yep,
they're trying to fix it because with the 640, 640 XL, I guess they'll do the same for the 940 with the 940 and 940 XL. But eventually, I see them going a completely different route, just dropping the numbering system altogether and just going with like name. I mean, maybe like simple numbers like 1, 2, or 3, but the current numbering system they have is not good for consumers.
Yeah, we need lines too. That's the other thing. And we've actually read, apparently, some of the tough decisions that he was talking about, that Satya Nadella was talking about, is actually focusing on high-end devices. That was a tough decision, which I didn't know why, but you actually explained pretty well in our chats earlier today, that focusing on high-end costs money. It doesn't always sell well.
Yeah, I mean, there has only been one successful Lumia flagship, really, and that was the 920, and there hasn't been one since.
Now, can I ask, was that the only Lumia flagship that was available everywhere?
Samsung released the ATIV-S on the same time.
And
that was their
HTC One M8.
But that was later. That also didn't sell well. I mean, none of them have sold well. The only one, even the 930 didn't sell that well. The 920 was the only good selling Lumia.
It's confusing. Difference between a 925, a 928, and a 930. People don't know.
I love the 925 though.
I had to do a whole chart, and even Microsoft doesn't have all the details right. I got the information directly from Microsoft, and still some of the things weren't accurate. It's just confusing.
Even Microsoft doesn't know what's in the device.
That's right. No, literally, like I got specs from there, and then the commenters were like, "Hey, that's wrong," and I'm like, "Well, I got it straight from Microsoft," and they're like, "Nope, I'm doing it on my phone right now," and you're like, "Didn't say it on the webpage." Like even they don't know what's going on because things get updated and they don't. It's confusing. So somebody's Lumia 920 died the other day. Probably pretty sad.
I mean, 920s are cheap though. You can get them second hand for peanuts these days.
Yeah, peanuts.
That's a British term.
No, it's not. I had peanut butter today because it's 4th of July. I was thinking about America, peanut butter and jelly. Not a thing that they really do here that much.
It's the 3rd of July though.
We're gonna have a live stream till midnight.
Hey, move on.
Anyway. I guess last story of the day, Minecraft. I know nothing about it, so I'm just going to be quiet.
I'm about to know about it, so let's talk about it. A new update for Minecraft came out for Xbox 360 and Xbox One. It introduces a number of new features that some of which are only exclusive to the Xbox version, which is interesting. So among the new additions are a new fence. Wow. Gate and door, as well as new oak, spruce, birch, and spruce. Spruce. I got that right. Birch and junglewood type blocks. Are they new? They've been in the PC one for ages. Let's move on. There's a new ability to flatten mountains and caverns, and several new items like iron trapdoors, inverted daylight sensors, books and quills, and stained glass. Is this new?
New for Xbox?
I don't play. I haven't really touched the Xbox One. So I mean, this has all been in.
And this article from this week.
Yeah, apparently so.
Those must be screened on Xbox.
Let's stop questioning its authenticity. Let's keep going. The update also includes also adds options that can change the game mode, difficulty, time, player spawn position, ambient cave sounds, and weather without leaving the game session, and brings PC style crafting to console version. That's new. The PC crafting was it's more difficult, some would say, because it's like the formulas aren't all there, they're like in front of you. But I guess they must think people are ready,
right?
And something Minecon's coming up. Real world,
in London.
There is also a limited edition Minecon 2015 skin pack, which has also been released and is available for free on the Xbox Store if you're into skin packs. And yeah, the skin pack includes capes. Yeah. Minecraft.
Fun stuff. I honestly, I'm not going to lie. Like, I know I do my research on things and I'm learning. I've never touched Minecraft and it has nothing to do with the quality of the game. I know people love it. I just know nothing about it.
No, I'm not really into it. A couple of years ago, I played it a little bit, but I mean, it gets boring quite quickly.
I have a hard time, me personally, and you know, I have a hard time with video games that I know I'll get really consumed with. And I think like Minecraft is one of those games that there's no end to Minecraft, right?
Yeah, well,
and that's one of the things people love about it is the replayability value is practically endless, right?
yes.
But for me, I get addicted to those types of games so easily. You know, if it's a level up game or some sort of RPG, I get so into getting the best this, finish 100% of that. And you're talking about, I literally got 3 stars in every level on every DLC and every course in Mario Kart. Because I just wanted to get everything. And then I got every item you could. And that's and I get so nervous with these games that don't, just because for me personally, I know I'm going to get addicted and I know I'm going to want to keep playing and that sort of thing. So I know that people love it. They probably have better self-control with that sort of thing than me. And that's great. It looks really fun though. People are really creative. When you look at some of the stuff these people make with Minecraft, I'd love to have some of our viewers share things that they're proud of in the comment section, especially through Discuss. You share photos with us. I'd love to see some of their Minecraft creations and stuff. But are you like that with games? I don't know. Maybe that's just,
No, I'm not really a completionist.
No?
Nah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll play a game. I mean, I play like Halo campaign. I can play that, and I'll finish it on like not the highest difficulty, but close to it. Because I don't want to be there all year trying to get it. And I'll play the multiplayer a bit, but I'm not... Like in Call of Duty, loads of people, like, they play till the very end. They prestige, like, 10 times and stuff and unlock everything. I'll play until I'm bored. And then I'll turn it off. I mean, I think that in Call of Duty, I don't know which game it was, but the highest prestige I ever got to was, like, level 1.5, maybe 2. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I'm not a completionist. I mean,
Okay.
I know people who, with their Xbox games, because, on Xbox... it tells you how many games achievements you've completed.
Mm-hmm.
People are apparently really like obsessed with this, and if they play a game, they have to achieve all the achievements just so it shows up on their gamer card as completing this game.
Right. Well, that's the problem. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy, and so I know that for me, maybe now as I've gotten older, I can handle it better, but as evidenced by Mario Kart, that isn't that true. But. Yeah, I guess you'd say that's the right word, completionist. Especially if you're good at it, or if it's just grinding. Sometimes it's like, I can get the last one just by spending more time on it than anyone else.
Yeah.
So those types of things, really, really, it's like, I gotta keep some distance, It's like delicious chocolate. I just can't. Stay away. Stay away. But in any event, yeah. Share us your Minecraft stuff. Love to hear it. If you're going to Minecon, let us know. All that sort of thing. Any other stories this week you want to talk about, Zach?
Don't think so. You know what we didn't do this week? We didn't
30
do
second?
that 30-second thing.
I just looked through everything. There really wasn't a lot for me to choose.
Not even any news worth 30 seconds.
I'm not saying that. I'm just... there was a lot of build news this week. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, well. We'll get it next week. All right, well, I guess I should wrap up. Nice short podcast today, about 50 minutes
50
almost.
minutes. I mean, last week's was shorter. It was only 40 minutes.
Well, we had to cut out the
we did.
live demo, though. Or non-live, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In any event, the world premiere. This has been the WinBeta podcast for the week of July 3rd, 2015, episode 22. As always, we are your hosts. I am Sean Michael. You can find me on Twitter at Sean_Michael_UK. And you can find Zach on Twitter at
ZachB_.
There you go. You can also find WinBeta on Twitter at WinBetaDOT.org. We love our Twitter followers. We love to see our Twitter count go up, get out the news to everyone there. Appreciate your feedback on polls, everything else. So please make sure to check out our polls. Join us live when you can. If you can't, check us out on SoundCloud iTunes, podcast apps, or YouTube for the video. We appreciate you guys listening, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye.